pleased to have Monte McNaughton back here with us, our local MPP. Monte, thanks for joining me today.
Well, great to be with you again, Eric.
So last time we chatted back in, I'd say about January, we were in a whole different world, and now we're here. So just as, you know, we've had different announcements, different lockdowns, just kind of want to see what your thoughts on our progression as a province and just in our area as a whole.
Well, certainly it's been very, very challenging times for families out there. I think about those young kids who aren't going to be in school for the next number of weeks. And of course, for our small business community, that's really bore the brunt of COVID-19. But I think it's also important to look at what is happening, the positive signs. I mean, as of today, more than 3.3 million people in Ontario have been vaccinated. More than 2.8 million people, in addition to that, have registered to be vaccinated. And we are on track in the next number of weeks to have 40% of the adults in Ontario vaccinated. So we're making a huge progress. And again, that's the light at the end of the tunnel, is getting as many people as possible vaccinated.
The word is the light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's what I've said every single time we've had one of these interviews. And again, people just get a little frustrated when we see announcements, you know, when's the vaccine coming, and then stuff like this happens. So we just got to keep pushing. So I'm not here, obviously, we don't talk a lot about COVID in our conversations. I want to try and talk about some positive things. And employment's a big thing in your neck of the woods. So last chat we had back in January, we talked about the second career program. I see a lot of people asking about employment, or maybe just still looking for a new change. I'm just wondering if you have any stats on anyone who's utilized this program, and any kind of, you know, local entrepreneur testimonials that you can share.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about this second career program. We actually launched it at the end of December, and there are literally thousands of people that are taking us up on retraining efforts. So with the second career program, it's really geared to anyone that's been impacted by COVID-19, that's had their hours reduced or lost their jobs, to quickly get them retrained at a private career college, at a college like St. Clair, or at a university. All of the training programs are 12 months or under, and they're specifically geared for jobs that actually exist in Chatham-Kent or in another community across the province. The really positive news is for those people that have been impacted by COVID-19, have lost work or had their hours reduced, the majority of these new jobs actually pay more. So I think it's really important to look at the positives. I have to tell you, Eric, as you know, one of my missions is to get more young people into the skilled trades. And I can tell you, we've seen an increase in apprenticeship registrations. We've seen many local employers bringing on apprentices. And of course, these jobs pay really well. They're in demand. And in many cases, these people that become licensed in a skilled trade can start their own business.
I think it's really important right now that people look at some things like that, because, you know, if you've been in the same career you've had for, you know, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is, you guys are offering these things. And, you know, we hear a lot of small businesses are struggling, trying to get back in as we rebuild the economy. You know, some people love their small businesses, some not. So maybe this is a chance for them to kind of utilize some of these resources.
Absolutely. I mean, it's important to know that there is hope and opportunity out there. There's meaningful, well-paying jobs available. One of the stats that hits home for me, prior to COVID-19, every single day in Ontario, 200,000 jobs were going unfilled. That number actually hasn't changed all that much. In fact, that's why we're focusing on upskilling workers and retraining to quickly get them in to an in-demand career in their own local community. We know that good, meaningful jobs are life-changing. They build better families and stronger families, and of course, make our communities better.
It's a great resource that you guys have brought in. And of course, you know, with everything kind of in our interesting economy, there are some more great resources that you brought in. We're going inside the grant area. A province making an investment in older drivers who are, you know, 60 or over, 70 or whatever. You guys recently announced a $2.9 million inclusive community grant program. And in our neck of the woods, the Active Lifestyle Center is getting a little bit of help from that. $56,000 to implement, you know, a driver, well, I could say a revamping and renewal of driving. What are your thoughts on this kind of program?
Well, look, I'm a big supporter in improving accessibility, particularly investing in our seniors. I mean, the seniors in our community of Chatham-Kent and surrounding communities have built this entire country. And we have a higher percentage of the population that's over the age of 65. So we're investing about $56,000 to do a refresher driving program to train drivers so they can continue to have accessibility opportunities to continue driving. I know it's so important for those seniors out there. So again, this is an investment for those seniors right across Chatham-Kent, and it's a part of our government's commitment to invest in our seniors.
It's a great program, and I'm glad our local area is able to utilize that. And I know the Active Lifestyle Center is super excited about that, and I'm sure a lot of older drivers are excited to get the new skills that they may have forgotten in their past little bit. So I know each guy talked about lockdowns, announcements, yo-yoing back and forth. Everyone is kind of frustrated, kind of where we are, and obviously no magic wand is going to make it go back to the way things were. I always try to turn a little, obviously turn the negative into a positive. Is there anything that you can kind of share good news stories wise? I know you kind of said earlier, is there anything else that you can maybe share to kind of give a glimmer of hope as we continue struggling and pushing through?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's going to be a game changer in defeating COVID-19 by having 1,500 pharmacies across the province, literally dozens in the riding of Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, and in Chatham-Kent, Leamington as well. We just announced an additional 700 pharmacies would be offering the vaccination. So I think this is important. And again, looking just in the next 28 days or so, 40% of the population, the adult population in Ontario, is going to be vaccinated. When we look at other jurisdictions around the world, keep in mind it's not Ontario that's seeing the increase in cases and the hospital capacity issues that's happening in every other province and jurisdiction. But those countries that are vaccinating at a higher rate and started earlier are starting to reopen. So when we talk about the hope that's ahead, getting needles in arms, that's the solution to defeating COVID-19 and getting back to some sense of normalcy for businesses and for families, and especially for young kids out there.
Absolutely. I think we all want some normalcy, but it's going to be a new normal. Small businesses need to rebuild. Our economy itself needs to rebuild. So we got to thank all the guys and gals out there that are doing as much as they can to try and get us back on our feet. So Monte, thanks for all you're doing. Is there anything else that you would like to add as we wrap up?
I just want to say, thanks to everyone in Chatham-Kent and right across the province, those millions of workers who've continued to work every single day during this pandemic, those small business owners, those healthcare heroes that we talk about. We're just so thankful. And I guess lastly, to the Chatham-Kent Health Alliance, the Chatham Hospital and the Wallaceburg Hospital site, who've been doing truly heroic work during this pandemic. Thank you. We are going to get through this. I know this has been a truly challenging time for so many people out there. But again, we look forward to May and some sense of normalcy returning.
Absolutely. We got to thank those frontline workers for all the hard work they've been doing, 40 plus hours a week. And of course, again, thanks for everything that you guys are implementing to getting us through this path. So thanks again for your time today, Monte.
Thanks, Eric. And thanks, everyone.